Hello, good evening. Thank you for tuning in to the Keeping It Real show on Reconcilers Radio. My name is Amanda, the host for this show. Hope you're having a blessed and wonderful evening so far. So if you just tuned in, you're not too late for the show. We finish at 8 o'clock today, but I am joined by a very special guest. Hello.
It's Lydia Rose.
Hello, Lydia. How are you? Want to see your beautiful face? So let's bring this up a bit. How are you doing?
Very good.
That's good. We thank the Lord. Yes. So thank you so much for joining me today. So yes, Lydia is a YouTube vlogger and also the founder with her husband, co-founder of VMER. Is it VMER?
VME Records.
VME Records.
Just shortened it.
Yes.
VME.
Okay. Yes. So yes, Lydia has so much to tell us. But first of all, yes, we'd love for you to introduce yourself a bit more for those who just tuned in, those who don't know who you are, and yes, just a rough idea of who you are.
Hello, everybody. My name is Lydia Rose, and I am a personal development life coach. And as well as that, I am also a co-founder of a company called VME Records. And what I'm about is that I, through my experiences, I love teaching online. I mainly teach online about how to turn your setbacks to come back. So if you follow me online, you know that I'm all about teaching about success and how to help you get your life back on track and anything that will help elevate you to live your life the way God has intended you to live. That is what I'm about.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Lydia. And we know that, there's so much to unfold as we, carry on with what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
But, obviously, the topic for today is God's healing from spinal injury, as well as we're talking about courting and Christian dating, as your husband has joined us here as well. Hello. Hello, sir. We can't see your face because of Facebook Live, but don't worry. People can still hear you. I'm sure you join us round here at the moment. He's taking control of the camera. He's a cameraman at the moment. So, basically we'll have you on video, hopefully. But yes, thank you so much, Lydia, for joining us. So, yes, in terms of the healing from spinal injury, would you be able to tell us a bit of a background, of when it started and how it started?
So when I was 13 years old, I woke up. Let me say the story properly. I woke up one afternoon and I got up and I lost the use of my left leg. So I couldn't move it. It was so heavy. And I was like, what is going on? Maybe it's dead leg. Maybe it's pins and needle. So I thought, okay. Shortly after that, the right leg gave way as well, and I just collapsed to the ground. And at that point, I was very scared. I didn't know what was happening to me. I started yelling for help. My auntie ran upstairs, and that's when we figured out that I couldn't move my legs. She was screaming at me, move your legs. And I'm like, I can't move my legs. So I was rushed to the hospital. They at the hospital couldn't find out what was wrong. They were rushing up and down, finding out. My auntie was asking them what's going on, what's happening to her. Eventually, after a few hours later, they came back with the result that she's had a spinal hemorrhage and that we have to operate her straight away, otherwise she would not make it.
Wow, and this is at the age of 13?
13.
My gosh.
My whole life.
And I'm sure at that time, as a teenager, that's when you're just growing up, can't wait to try out new stuff, can't wait to maybe a school and excited.
And everything, and this happening to me. So it was very confusing. So I was operated on. I survived it, the operation, but then I survived it with the terrible news. Unfortunately, you may never walk again.
Wow.
You will never walk again. And you may never have children. This is the results that they were telling me.
Wow.
And I was devastated. I felt like there's no point living. But I wasn't suicidal. I just had a thought, what's the point to life now? But I wasn't suicidal. But it was the most tragic things that has ever happened in my life, and that is what shaped me to become the woman I am today.
Wow. And also in terms of maybe what you were going through at that time, and obviously going through an operation, what was going through your mind? Did you ever feel like, okay, God, like, what does this mean? Why did this happen to me? Were you like angry at God? Because a lot of times the reality is sometimes we pretend, like when bad things happen, we're like, people say all things work together for your good, and everybody's like, yes, all things. But then when the things happen to you personally,
and
you're
then
like, please,
don't give me results.
Exactly.
Tell me how I can get out.
Exactly.
When it first happened, to be honest, I was still in La La Land. Like, no, this is just temporary. I'll walk again. You know, it's happened. You had an operation. Yeah. It's only after a few months it hit me that this is actually real. Like, I was rehabilitated. I spent 2 years in hospital because I had to go through physio. I had another operation. I lived in hospital for 2 years. I couldn't go to school. I couldn't live in my house. I couldn't go back home because my auntie lived in a council property and they had like a whole flight of stairs. So I couldn't actually go upstairs. So I stayed in. I was educated in hospital.
Wow.
So my whole life, it was only a few months after that I started to realize, okay, God, I need you. Because, at the time, I wasn't, we were all brought up in a Christian household, but we weren't, when you're brought up in a Christian household, but you're not really serious on God. Yeah. You just go to church because your mom and dad makes you
go to church and pray every now and then.
Yeah, so it's only, that's when I really started to see God. I started asking God questions like, God, what's happening to me? Am I going to walk again? God, I want to walk again. I need to walk again. I have to walk again. I kept telling that to God. I kept crying to God at night. At night, I'll weep and my pillow will be full of like tears.
Wow.
And no one will know this. I won't cry during the day. My nurses won't see me cry. It was only at night. I only cried to God. My auntie wouldn't see me cry. My auntie would cry in front of me. But I would never cry. I'll only cry at night, weeping, crying. Telling God, I have to walk again. This can't be my life. And it's only, if you follow me on social media, you know that I always tell my story. And it's only at one particular night after I stopped raging with emotions and I was questioning God a lot. Heal me. I've seen you heal many people. Heal me now. It's my turn.
Yeah, and that must really troubled your faith as well, because sometimes, our faith, it's not just praying. We want God to move. But somebody say, I have faith. What have you been through? What has God done for you to have that faith? Faith is not just, I have faith.
Yeah, I have faith. You have to go through something. Sometimes you have to pass through something for God to actually develop faith. Wow. Faith is not a gift like, okay, here you go, you have faith now.
Yeah.
If you pray for discipline, God has to put you to something.
Hey, so be careful what you pray for, guys.
To discipline you. If you want to have faith, God will take you to trials. To show so that you can be able to know, he needs to teach you something. So that once you learnt it, if anything happens, you just...
Yeah, it's almost like Abraham, actually, when you look at it in the Bible. God said, give your son Isaac. And it's like, he's the man, he's a great man of faith.
Yeah.
So just imagine, he just said, okay, God, no, actually, this is my only child, I'm not going to let it happen. And sometimes it's almost like God wants us to give something away. Not to give something away, but whatever happens, he wants to bring something out of every circumstance.
Yeah, and I think the reason why he said give Isaac, he doesn't want Isaac, it's the heart.
Yeah.
He wants the heart. He wants to know, will you actually do this for me?
Do you believe I created you?
Do you believe that everything you have is actually mine and you're willing to give it back to me?
And that's really hard because human beings, we can be very selfish in terms of, we know that it's God's, but we still want to keep it for ourselves. We still want to enjoy it and we still want, God, you stay up there and we just enjoy what you've given us. Wow.
So it was an emotional time. And to be honest, I can only stay here right now and say I've learned a lot. Back then, these thoughts were not in my mind. I was frustrated out of my mind. And I went from being in wheelchair to walking on crutches, 2 crutches. But it was after, I forgot this part, but after God spoke to me and told me, if you can move your toes, because I was trying to move my toes. And it's like, if you can move your toes, you will walk again. This is the word that came to me one afternoon. And since then, I was trying to move my toes. I'm like, yes, just by one word, I believed. Just one word. If you can do this, you will walk again. So I was moving my toes. And then when my toes finally moved, I knew. It was like a conviction.
Wow.
It was a conviction. And another thing about faith is when God says something, do you really believe it? You may not see it straight away, but do you actually believe that's what's going to happen? So
a lot of us possibly maybe don't even really believe in the first place that it's going to happen. But actually, even to be able to step out and do what God has called us to do, like what you're doing now, you've stepped out, you're coming in. A lot of young girls be able to step out, even without having problems or anything. They will not step out and do the things. No. So it's just so amazing how, regardless of whatever you've been through, you've been able to step out, start your own YouTube, and definitely you're going to encourage so many people.
That is my mission on this earth, because okay, after all this have happened and I started walking again, till now, there was still a little bit residue of the injury. There was still a little limp, and I used to be afraid of showing that to the world. I used to be like, no, and then it's only a few months ago, after I had my second child, God is like, I want you to share your story. And to be honest, I was like, okay, God, I don't mind sharing my story, but I'm not going to show them how I walk. God's like, that is part of your story. You have to show, because God told me I'm going to use you to restore faith in healing, because a lot of my children don't believe I'm able. Wow. And I can do this for them. So if they see where you were, and if, unfortunately I don't have any pictures because we've moved house so many times and all my pictures have gone. But the times when I was in wheelchair, when I look at them and I look at myself now, it's so empowering to see if God can do that for me. I don't doubt God in anything else.
Wow, and sometimes it's just about looking back and seeing where God has brought us from. And sometimes, your injury might have been physical. Some people's injuries are mental. A lot of people walking around now in London mentally are going through depression, mentally are going through suicidal thoughts, mentally are fighting battles, demonic battles. And, everybody's battle is very different. Some people's might be physically an injury, but some people here, the mind, and if you get to talk to them a while, if you're not careful, they'll pick a bottle and hit you with it. So everybody's going through their own battles, so different. Some people's ones are hidden. But some people's are not. See, regardless of it, God is able to deliver. Wow, that's amazing, guys. So yes, we're going to go on a quick music break. I'm going to play this song first, Made a Win, and I'll play a song which is by Enter Victorious as well. I believe it's called Blessed, I think. I am blessed, yes. So I'll upload that, and when I'm about to play that, I'll come back on and basically we'll talk a bit more about the song actually before I play. I think that will be better that way. Then we'll not just be playing. So we'll play Travis Green first, and then when we come back, talk a bit and then play your song. Lovely. So this is Made Away. I'm sure everybody knows this song now. I've rinsed that song out in my worship time. Don't know how, but she did it. Made a way. So yes. What? Sorry? So Travis Green. Ooh, oh, girl, you should know this, please. No. Okay. So Made a Way by Travis Green. I'm sure. Yeah. Okay. So just an outfit.
Dissection and digestion. Join us on Fridays, 7 to 9:30 p.m. Community Centre, 105 New Cross Road, off Monson Road, New Cross, London, SE14 5DJ. Telephone number 0207639337. Reconcilers at yahoo.co.uk.
So where you from?
I'm Ghana. Yeah. So Facebook Live, we're going to go off. Bye-bye.
See you later.
See you later. We're going to come back in a second, yeah? So please stay tuned.